I mean, one thing that I didn't even consider was the social pressure that came with taking a tolerance break. Yo, welcome back to Herbistry 420. I'm your host, 40. Today is day 10 of my tolerance break, and I almost broke it yesterday. Let me explain what happened. So first, let's rewind. On the weekend, on Saturday, I did a hike with a buddy, mostly uphill for 10 kilometers. Check the link up at the top if you haven't seen the video. Now, the thing is, I think I exacerbated my knee injury, which occurred a few weeks back when I was spearfishing. Now, I don't think it happened because of spearfishing. I think it's because I'm doing plyometric workouts, I'm spearfishing, I'm hiking, I'm doing all this kind of stuff, and I'm not 20 years old anymore. So I think that I've torn my meniscus. To fix that, either A, surgery, or B, strengthen everything around the area. Now, that's what I thought I was doing, and I kept pushing. We're gonna get more into that in a second. But let's talk about the water fast and the genius idea. Why did I decide that I wanted to do a water fast? Number one, by doing a water fast, I can increase my resting metabolic rate. And what that means is that when you're not working out, you're burning more calories, right? I also figured maybe it will do some cellular repair, it will take some fat off my liver, right? And those things happen during a water fast. So I thought it would be a good idea. The thing is, it's super hot outside. It's not the best time to do a water fast, right? I woke up Monday morning, I drank a hydration pack. Basically, you mix some powder into water, and it's supposed to give you electrolytes, make sure you're hydrated. However, my hydration pack has sugar in it, and because of that, I can't take it during the water fast. So I take it before. Plus, I eat breakfast, and the reason that I eat breakfast Monday morning is because I want to end my fast on Wednesday morning. That way I can have the full day with it, includes food and so forth, etc. And I didn't want to end it at night where I'm eating at night, right? So I have breakfast. I calculate how much magnesium is in my breakfast. The reason for that is because I know that I'm not going to take CBN that night. The reason I'm not going to take CBN is because the CBN that I have is in gummy form and that has sugar. And because it has sugar, that would break the water fast, taking me out of ketosis and taking away the benefits that I'm trying to get from the water fast. So I decide I'm going to substitute magnesium glycinate, right? And magnesium glycinate, you shouldn't take more than 350 milligrams, I think is the daily dosage top tier recommendation. If you do, you could have diarrhea, upset stomach, heart palpitations. It's not nice. So I calculated, I took about 100 milligrams of magnesium for my breakfast, which was black beans, eggs, chicken sausage, some other stuff, whatever. And I took one of these pills, which is 200 milligrams. So it brought me up to about 300 milligrams, and I was thinking, that's gonna help me sleep. But before we get to that, let's talk about the day. So right after I have breakfast, I have my hydration drink. I decide to go for this long walk, an hour and 20 minutes in brutal sun, right? When I get there, I realize my knee's not so happy, and I was planning to walk back actually, but I decided I'll take a bike back. We have these city bikes that you could rent. I have an app on my phone. I just go up. I can take the bike for 30 minutes for free. You pay $50 a year to be able to do this, right? So I take a bike back, I come back home, and I notice my knee's a bit off, but whatever. And I'm very hungry now that I've come back because I was in the heat and I'm tired. But okay, I lay on the couch for about 20 minutes just for a short little whatever, which wasn't really a nap, it was just resting. Then I get up and I start working and doing some other things. I make it to the evening, but one of the things that I realize is through this water fast, the fog that has slowly been lifting from stopping using cannabis is coming back in full effect, right? I feel like I'm sitting in a fog, right? I'm dizzy. Every time I get up, I'm like, oh. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm even getting dehydrated, even though I took the hydration pack, right? So this is no bueno. I'm not feeling very good. It's nighttime on Monday, and I take one pill of magnesium glycinate, bringing my total magnesium to 300 milligrams, and I take one pill of melatonin. And the reason I'm taking melatonin is melatonin helps you go to sleep, whereas magnesium or CBN will help you stay asleep, right? So, okay, I try to sleep. I can't sleep. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning is the last time I looked at the clock or the time, and I fell asleep shortly after that, I think. Then I woke up at 5:10 or 5:20 in the morning. And when I say woke up, I was not really awake. I woke up, I couldn't fall back asleep. I tried. For about 30 minutes, I just laid in bed trying to fall back asleep, getting more frustrated, and I'm awake. So I get up. Now it's, I don't know, it's getting close to 6 a.m. And remember, I started the fast at 9:30, so I have to at least get 24 hours, I'm thinking, right? And I'm texting one of my buddies who fasts every once in a while. He's a fitness nut. This guy does everything in extremes. In fact, he's like the Argentinian David Goggins. I know he doesn't watch my videos because he's not into cannabis, but I'm going to tell him to watch this because he's going to laugh at that reference. I mean, he's always challenging and pushing himself, and sometimes I get this inspiration from him. So I'm texting him, telling him about how I'm feeling in the nightmare, and he's like, listen, he says, you shouldn't feel dizzy, you shouldn't have the fog, that should take 1 week in a water fast for you to start feeling those things. He's like, I think it's because of the heat, you should stop the fast. And I was like, it didn't take much to convince me to stop it, so I said, okay, I'll stop it once it's been 24 hours, so that's 9:30 in the morning. But then I said, oh, let's go a little past 24 hours just to be like extra, because I like to be. So I get to 11:30 in the morning, and then I make this massive breakfast, and I eat this massive breakfast, which then makes me feel like, oh, I need to sit down. I'm just like bloated, fat, whatever, because I hadn't been eating anything, right? So my takeaways from this are, number one, the reason I did the fast right now was because I thought doing a water fast while I'm using cannabis will be impossible. You get the munchies on a water fast, how long is your willpower going to hold out? I mean, I have willpower. I'm stubborn as shit, but I don't know if I could do that, right? So I'll try this again the next time I do a tolerance break, maybe in the winter, and I'll try a water fast then. Maybe we'll even try it for 3, 4, 5 days. I don't know. So that was that. What else do I want to talk about? I mean, one thing that I didn't even consider was the social pressure that came with taking a tolerance break. Let me give you 2 examples. Number one, I have a couple friends who don't even text me right now, and it's because when we usually hang out, we blaze, but they're not even texting. And it's not that I couldn't be around them if they were blazing. Maybe I would go in the other room or go outside while they blaze, but then we could go for a hike, a walk, a this, a that, whatever. We could go eat, whatever. But they're not even texting, so that's crazy, right? Now, mind you, I recently have texted a couple and say, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh, we're just waiting for your tolerance break to be over. I'm like, you're not just friends with me because I blaze. I mean, anyway, that's crazy. Now, number 2 is even crazier. The amount of people who tried to talk me out of taking a tolerance break is really wild. You should vape or smoke CBD. You should just use Dynavaps or do half-bowl Dynavaps. Why does it matter what I'm doing if I'm saying it's for my health, right? I'm doing this for a balancing, right? This reminds me, about 5 years ago, I took a break from alcohol for 8 months. It was the only time in my life that I had such a long break from alcohol by choice, right? I didn't do it for a medical reason or because I had to. I did it because I wanted to just take a break. I worked out really hard. I was in the best shape of my life. I should not have broke that. I was ripped, huh? Let me see if I can find a picture. I'll post it. Now, during that time, I noticed the same things that I'm noticing with the cannabis break. I noticed that friends who drank with me stopped calling me. They didn't want to hang out because I didn't want to drink. And it wasn't even like an option for me to be around them while they drank, and maybe I had a 0.0 beer or I had a water or something. They didn't want that. Now, mind you, it was difficult to hang around people who are super drunk and you're not, because there's always a certain time where they got a bit too wasted, where I'd be like, I'm going to take off because they're a bit irritating. I'll see you guys next time, whatever. But this is something that you may or may not think about when you take a break from any type of substance, is the social reactions that come with it. And of course, the TinyMight 2 came today, which normally means instant sesh. Whenever I get a vape that I'm excited to review, excited to try, it means instant sesh. It doesn't matter when it comes. It doesn't matter if I'm stoned or I'm not stoned. I load the puppy up, I start using it because I'm excited, right? This is the first time I've received a vape that I have to wait. I have to wait 5 more days. Oof, this is definitely going to test my willpower. Let's talk about some of the other things I've noticed over the course of the last 10 days. Number 1, my overall appetite. I'm eating less, not just when it comes to munchies, right? Also, my normal lunch, breakfast, dinner, whatever, is less. I don't necessarily always eat 3 meals a day, but whatever meals I'm eating, I notice I'm eating less, number 1. Number 2, when I want a snack, I'm reaching for a peach, an apple, a cucumber, a carrot, something healthy. And it's funny that I don't even have a craving for cakes or cookies or chocolates. I've had ice cream once in the last 10 days, and I think that's the only sweet I've had. Now, I don't eat ice cream very much anyway, but I do eat sweets, right? I have a sweet tooth. That sucks. It is what it is. But I noticed that has become quite a bit less. That was also another reason for the water fast, by the way, is I thought it would curb some of the sweet cravings. But at the same time, I haven't really had them over the course of the last 10 days anyway. Now, something that I've noticed, and it's weird to say this, right? You know when you take, for those who take psychedelics, right? When you take psychedelics and you self-reflect, looking at yourself, the reason you make choices, this kind of stuff, you kind of have this out-of-body experience where you can look at yourself from another perspective that you weren't able to have before, right? That's one of the cool things about psychedelics. And I'm not saying that you should do psychedelics. If you don't do them, don't do them. It's like everybody makes their own choices. I'm just saying, from my experiences with psychedelics, it allows me to look at myself from another perspective, almost out of body, and I've noticed that I've been doing that during this tolerance break. Now, mind you, not on the same level that occurs with psychedelics, but a much less level, but I notice, I'm like, oh, maybe that's why I do this. Oh, maybe that. So it's very interesting for introspection, right? Looking at yourself, the reasons you make your choices, that kind of stuff. And it's enough that I've noticed it to be like, oh, wow, that's been a very interesting side effect, right? Some of you may be curious if I'm taking any supplements. I'm taking lion's mane for focus as well as brain function. I started taking L-Theanine based on James from the channel's recommendation for focus. Now, my focus has increased, my brain fog has decreased, but is it because of this? Is it because of the tolerance break? Is it because of the tolerance break plus this? I don't know. I don't know how to measure that. Also, I can tell you my focus has increased, but what percentage it increased? I don't know how to measure that either. It's increased enough that I notice it. Also, the brain fog has lessened, but what percentage did it lessen? I'm not sure, but enough where I notice a difference. Now, those were two of the reasons I started this tolerance break. The other one, to decrease consumption. So if those things continue at this rate, then I achieved two of my goals, and if the consumption drops, I achieved all three. So that will be fantastic. What else am I taking besides these two things? I take melatonin to fall asleep. I take CBN to stay asleep. I'm taking a multivitamin for health reasons, and then I'm also taking a protein shake to help with muscle recovery and make sure I have a certain amount of protein because I'm lifting weights, right? So yeah, 4 more days on the tolerance break, and it feels like I'm counting the minutes. I'm surprised. I don't know how many minutes are left, but I do know on Monday I'm going to celebrate coming off the tolerance break with a sesh that I record. But what device should I use? Put down in the comments, what do you think I should reintroduce cannabis into my life with? So guys, I want to end the video like this. I've received messages from people on Reddit, Instagram, YouTube, as well as email, talking about going through tolerance breaks right now or considering going on a tolerance break. One alarming theme that I've noticed for some people is they're worried about getting support from their friends or family. So I make you this offer. If you need someone to talk to when you're going through a tolerance break for motivation, inspiration, or just to help you through that difficult time, shoot me a message. That's what cannabis community means to me. We help each other through difficult times, and that's what I love about cannabis. Anyways, guys, gals, everybody, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, share, comment, subscribe. You know the deal, baby. Woo! Oh, can't wait till Monday, huh? Anyways, guys, till next time,